Lord have mercy, was at a funeral
AllBall
last night.
TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe. We've been up here talking about the Lakers roster for a while now, and I've been saying it forever. That roster is not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. They just got to play. I've been saying that for a while, and people used to flame me. I'm not saying that roster is championship contention, but that roster is not playing contention. That roster is not win one game in the first round or miss the playoffs. When you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then a lot of people is hiring Austin Reeves, that's a decent roster. Now, yeah, they bench is suspect. They have some young players, but I was definitely surprised. I'm not surprised of AD. When AD is healthy, AD is one of the best players in the NBA. He's by far the best defender in the NBA. And we all agree his skill set offensively, when he's clicking and he's healthy, he's unstoppable. So for me, I'm not surprised. And Fabian's been saying it for a while. That team needs to go through Anthony Davis. Maybe now last night, and with JJ Redick being the coach, maybe his relationship with LeBron James, he can talk to LeBron and say, hey, if we want to be successful, we need to go through Anthony Davis. Maybe that's who LeBron would listen to. But I'm not surprised with the win, but I am surprised with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I'm going to just be brief. They lost in this trade. Randall and DiVincenzo is not happy. That is not a good fit. Now, DiVincenzo makes that bench much better. I give you that. And of course, it's one game. But looking at the body language and looking at Randall's game, I hate the fit. Him and Gobert together is terrible, my opinion. I think they took a step back. I think Minnesota is going to have to make another move. This is where Flea, your brother, called it. Ant-Man is out of there. This ain't working for him. He's had a taste of success. I've seen his new commercial. He has a lot of commercials now. Like, his superstar is growing and growing. And that's going to depend on also winning basketball games. Last night, Minnesota is in trouble. But the Lakers, I mean, as long as the Lakers stay healthy and they go through AD and AD is healthy, the Lakers could be a 5-6 seed, maybe a 4 seed, because we see what happens with the Clippers. Nobody believes in Phoenix. So I hate the Lakers. I'm not a fan of them, but I have to give them props. They played great basketball last night. But I think that's due to Minnesota. Ant-Man didn't have a good game. And once again, they're trying to fit Randall and DiVincenzo in that lineup and chemistry and things like that. But listen, I think Randall may be traded out of Minnesota before the trade deadline. I don't see that working at all.
What you think, Flea?
I'll start on the Minnesota side. I was talking to y'all before we got going tonight, and Minnesota has to be investigated. Like, that has to be basketball malpractice. Like, for Tim Connolly to build that team kind of specifically to get over the Denver hump, right? Denver seemed like a team that they couldn't beat. And so you build out your team to be able to beat Denver. And you do it. Then you forget how to play basketball and you lose to, I thought, an inferior team in Dallas. I thought Minnesota could beat that Dallas team last year in the Western Conference Finals, but it was a different result. There's no way you make the Western Conference Finals and you trade Karl-Anthony Towns. There's no way you do that unless you are just gearing up now to fully break that team down again to the bottom and figure out a way to build around Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert just signed an extension, 3 years, $110 million. That's a discount. He's going from making $45 million to making $35 million. Now that deal is movable. I think Tim Connolly is lining this team up to completely break this shit down. There ain't no way that you make the moves that you make after you see the most success you've seen in 20 years. They ain't been in the Western Conference Finals since KG. And you do what you did, that shit don't make no sense to me. So I expected the Lakers to come out last night and beat them. I mean, the Lakers did what they do in great fashion. They go up big early, and then they let a team stick around for a little while. and try to find a way to close out the game. Biggest thing stuck out to me is what OG was highlighting. If JJ Redick is putting his foot down and saying we have to run through Anthony Davis, then that's his best coaching move thus far. Anthony Davis looked amazing last night. Amazing on both ends of the basketball. He was destroying Rudy Gobert. Destroying him. However you want it. He couldn't get out there to the three-point line to defend him out there contesting these shots. It was like shoot around. It was like practice for him. When he was getting his shit around the rim, he was getting whatever he wanted. Then on the defensive end, you couldn't do nothing around the rim. He's one of the best rim protectors in the league still. Like,
yes.
LA looked good last night. They came out and they looked like they was ready to play. The biggest the most impressed I was with Dalton Connect, Westside Connect. I thought he looked great last night. Kid didn't look nervous. Kid has an NBA game. He's an older kid, 23-year-old rookie. So I think, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna be a bright spot for them. They performed better than I thought they would in the first game of the season. I don't got much to say anymore. I had a question though, because I was, shooting the shit with a couple guys last night, and I wanted to see what my brothers think. Is Austin Reeves a starter on any of the 29 other teams in the NBA? Or is he just a starter for the Lakers?
Definitely a bad team. I don't see why.
But y'all know what I mean. Is he a starter for another team that's contending, a good team? Is he a starter in the NBA?
He's
how tall is
fringe.
he?
I think he's fringe too. What? 6'4", 5? 6'4", 5?
6'5".
Y'all not gonna,
yeah.
Y'all not gonna like my answer. I think he is. I think he is. Okay. I think the NBA today is full of guys that's hype. I think he is a starter in the NBA. Now, is he a starter where it's an all-star? No, but can he be a piece that you could put on a championship team where he's gonna knock down big shots, great energy, he can make defensive plays? And I'm not high on Austin Reeves like that, but yes, Fleet, I think he's a starter in the NBA. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't think so. And I do think if they could sneak a trade for the kid over there in Sacramento, Flea, Keon Ellis, I don't see Sacramento giving him up, but I think I don't have too much high hopes for Sacramento. Something like that, though. That would be.
Jared Vanderbilt is still sitting over there looking fly, stealing money, not playing.
And he would start.
I would think he would play more. I don't know if he would start, but every time I've been watching this dude, he's in street clothes. When does he ever play?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, y'all hit it on the nose. I think LeBron looked great, even though he traveled so much yesterday. It was ridiculous. But he set the offense up. A lot of transition baskets he was slow on. I think Gabe Vincent and him had a miscommunication. Gabe Vincent's not used to LeBron being on the court, so he doesn't know LeBron's tell when he's in the corner and I'm cutting to the basket. The Lakers all know it.
He threw the ball away. Gabe forgot how to play basketball when he got paid too. But
that's a fact.
Go ahead.
But they drew up a specific play. I think either JJ Redick or shout out to Sam Vecini. They drew it up where I think Austin Reeves was dribbling to the paint and he stopped on the elbow, and he did it in a way where it was like you didn't have to stop there, but it was like a play to set up either a Dalton Connect 3 or LeBron cutting to the basket, and it immediately made me think of Gabe Vincent not knowing that cue and the play. The way JJ Redick has Anthony Davis moving around and giving him more responsibilities, because that's what Darvin Ham didn't understand. Again, Darvin Ham will have to adapt the Thibodeau style of coaching because you're just not that. You don't have that imagination on offense or defense. When you can imagine your players doing different things and having different roles, especially Anthony Davis, who we all get on for his inspiration and just being motivated. Now you got to set a pick when this play comes up. Now you got to go in the corner when this play comes up, and we're gonna feed it off for you, or you're setting somebody else up. The fact that he's moving around and doing less thinking, it makes Anthony Davis more dangerous. It forces him to be able to be the number one guy on offense and defense. And I think it was Tony Stark in the comment that said AD is too timid to be a leader. I never want to hear that when Dirk Nowitzki was timid. He wasn't no damn vocal leader. He just did what he did on the court, and you wrote the right schemes for him, and it was good money. But that's what I think JJ Redick brings to this. I think JJ Redick, it's time to say it for me. He was a superstar in college. He wasn't one in the league, but that was okay. And he was a superstar media member. I already talked about he built 1 million subscribers, all that other stuff. Got on the Ring of ESPN and all that stuff. Sat down with LeBron James. The way he comes off with the media, with the players, he's not playing any games. He's on his way to becoming, potentially, he has all the writings on the wall. The way he game plans, the way if he continues this with AD, he's on his way to being a superstar head coach.
Hold on. Can I ask y'all a question? Hold on, Flea. Because Fabian, that JJ is his guy. So let me ask y'all a question. If LeBron is not on the Lakers and JJ Redick, is the head coach, are we still considering JJ going to have a great career as a head coach with the Lakers, and what happened last night will still happen? Do you think a team would respect JJ Redick on the sideline if LeBron isn't there?
I do.
Okay.
I think he's proven himself enough to know the game of basketball, know that he is, has the potential to be a solid head coach. If you are on that level, unless you doing some goofy shit and just trying to go against the grain and be a rogue and try to slay some fly shit, yeah, I think you would if you had to bet your money on is JJ gonna be a good coach or a bad coach, I think a lot of guys would bet that he would be a good coach. I don't think nobody would bet
at this point.
At this point, he would be a bad coach. That would just make no sense. That would just be some hate for me. But I don't know.
You know what I thought of just now, Flea, which we touched on before, and we wanted to get into when we do the Western Conference previews. Mike Budenholzer for a long time, I shitted on him. And I think we all did. And he's in Milwaukee. I'm like, they're not winning with that dude. And when they won, I was like, what? That's crazy. And for a long time, I would just shit on him. And then I realized when Phoenix signed him, like, yo, hold on. How did you trade that guy after you won a championship? And then y'all traded his pieces away and never gave him a chance to figure out Dame Lillard and Giannis. And he's an offensive guy. The teams that he had throughout the 2010s were Atlanta. They weren't supposed to make noise like that. He had that team going together. And I say all that to say this, AllBall. Even though Mike Budenholzer comes off like a goof troop to me, right? They're still telling when you're going on different teams and they respect you. I never heard players disrespect Mike Budenholzer. That's what I'm saying when I say he comes off like the communication is there. He's not just all fluff because the guys are listening. Darvin Ham last year were talking. I'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? All right. I don't know what you're doing, but hopefully you got some smoke and mirrors for your players. They better be listening. And it didn't seem like they were. We're watching all this. With JJ Redick, I haven't seen a hint of that. A hint. These guys love him. AD's praising him. 6 p.m. weeknights every day. AllBall TV. Knicks Rehab. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.